The Final Jeopardy category today, book covers. Here's the clue. In 1974, Alison Mayer Stern posed horizontally on stools and pretended to swim for a cover of this book. 30 seconds. Good luck. Tom Trevini's in third with $4,000. He wrote down, a very literary response, Wide Sargasso Sea. That's a great guess, but it's not correct, Tom. You wagered $800. It'll drop you down to $3,200. Katie Kornacki was in second place with $5,600. Her response never quite got to one. What did you wager, Katie? $3,000. It'll drop you into third with $2,600. But Sarah Cox had a big lead with $15,000. What book cover did you think of, Sarah? What is Jaws? Yes, she's the swimmer with the giant shark coming up from beneath. What are you going to add, Sarah? You wagered just $50, taking you to $15,050 and making you today's Jeopardy champion. Congratulations. The 1960s are the setting for Final Jeopardy today. Let's reveal the clue. Following the Baptist church bombing in 1963, Martin Luther King telegrammed him that the blood of 4 girls is on your hands. 30 seconds. Good luck. Champ Sarah Cox is in third place with $8,000 and wrote down for Final Jeopardy a response of J. Edgar Hoover. I'm afraid it's not Hoover. What did you wager, Sarah? You lose $7,000, taking you down to $1,000. Stephanie Meyer was in second place with $10,600. Her response was JFK, and it's also not President Kennedy. What did you wager, Stephanie? You only lose $2,000, leaving you with $8,600. Dan Hopkins in the middle had a pretty big lead with $16,000, but was he correct here? His response also had Kennedy. No, those terrible bombings were in Birmingham, Alabama. King was writing to George Wallace, the segregationist governor of Alabama. So it comes down to this wager, Dan. You risked just $5,201, leaving you with $10,799 and making you today's Jeopardy champion. Congratulations. In a very tight game, famous American homes is the Final Jeopardy category. Here's the clue. The name of this residence, completed in 1895, combines part of the owner's Dutch name with an English word for an open expanse. 30 seconds. Good luck. Sunny Huang came into Final Jeopardy with $6,200. She wrote down, didn't get there with a response. She wagered $4,000, leaving her with $2,200. Jacob Hale was in second place with $9,000. What did he come up with? What is Broadmoor? That's not quite it, Jacob. You wagered $4,200, dropping you down to $4,800. Our champion, Dan Hopkins, had $9,900 and a narrow lead. Was he correct in final? Prairie something. No, the Dutch name you had to think of here was Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilts lived in Biltmore in North Carolina. So it's going to come down to this wager, Dan. How much did you risk? $8,101 takes you down to $1,799. That means Jacob Hale, you come from behind and become a Jeopardy champion. Well done. In a tied game at the moment, U.S. National Parks is the Final Jeopardy category. Here's the clue. Much of this 73-square-mile national park is located beneath the Chihuahuan Desert. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll begin on the end with Vivek Upadhyay, who had $12,000 coming into final. He wrote down, what is arches? I'm afraid it's not. Vivek, you wagered a lot. You'll be left with $2. We'll come to Bevan Blaber next, tied for the lead with $13,600. She wrote down, what is Carlsbad? And I'm afraid that is not the name of the national park. Bevan, what did you wager? Another big wager. She had to do it. So she's left with just $600. Jacob Hale tied for the lead with $13,600. His response? What is Carlsbad Caverns? But because the R is before the vowel, that changes the pronunciation, and we can't accept that either. Caverns with an ER, we would have taken. It is Carlsbad Caverns. You wagered everything. That knocks you down to 0. Bevan Blaber with $600. You're now a Jeopardy champion. Congratulations. Final Jeopardy today concerns chemical element names. But which ones? Here's the clue. Spanning the alphabet, they are the only 2 chemical element names that end with the letter C. 30 seconds. Good luck. Liv Markham at the end has $3,400 coming into Final Jeopardy and wrote down arsenic and zinc from A to Z. That's correct. What did you wager, Liv? Nothing at all, so you stand pat at $3,400. Bevan Blaber was in second place with $5,400. Did she think of arsenic and zinc? She got him. What did you wager? $1,401, taking you to $6,801. So you'll add something to your $600 from yesterday. But Andrew Brigger, hard to catch with that $14,000. Will he be adding to it? He's right, zinc and arsenic. What's the wager? $2,000, taking him to $16,000 and making him our new Jeopardy champion. The first of summer. Don't want to miss a moment of Jeopardy? Hit the subscribe button below. And don't forget to follow us on our socials.